Hello and welcome to another tutorial in the CSS series. In the previous tutorial, we looked at three different ways of writing CSS and applying those rules to the HTML elements. The first way is to target a specific HTML element and apply styles to it using a style attribute. This is called as inline CSS. And the styles that are provided using a style attribute are only specific to that particular HTML. The second way of writing CSS is to put all the CSS rules within a style element. This is called as internal CSS. In this method, both the CSS and the HTML code resides within the same file. The third way is to use an external style sheet which has all the CSS rules. The style sheet has a .css extension. In this method, all the CSS rules go into the style sheet and then the style sheet is linked into the HTML page using a link tag. We have also discussed why using an external style sheet is considered as a best practice. In this tutorial, we'll be talking about one of the most important concepts in CSS, which is the CSS specificity, or commonly called as the CSS precedence rules. Now, let's define what CSS specificity is. CSS specificity is a weight that is applied to a given CSS declaration. Basically, when I say weight, it's the priority that is given to a particular CSS rule by the browser. So the browser has a set of rules. Based on those rules, it decides what kind of weightage to give to that particular rule. To explain it clearly, let's make use of an example. So first thing I want to do is get rid of the inline style and the internal style. Since we know that using external style sheet is considered as a best practice, going forward, all of our tutorials will be using an external style sheet instead of writing internal or inline CSS. All right, now we have a span element within the body, and then we have an external style sheet. Right now, we are targeting the span element using a tag name, and then it has a color and a font size. Let me save this, go back and refresh. Right now, we have a span element with a blue color and the font size of 40 pixels. Now, let me target the same element with an ID this time, and then give it a different color than the one that we already have. Let's give a contrasting color. Okay. Now if I go back and do a refresh, the color that has been given here using an ID selector took higher precedence, or it got a higher weightage. The browser had decided to give this style a higher weightage when in terms of applying a color. When it compares between these two, this got the higher ranking. Why is that? So let's also make sure that this is not because of the order in which we have given the rules. So let's try to interchange the ordering of these rules. Let me give the ID declaration first and then the tag declaration second, and still make sure that it continues to show the medium violet red color. Yes, it does continue to show the color that has a higher weightage. Now, why is this happening is as per the CSS specificity rules, um, a rule that is given. So let's try to rephrase this. Um, ID has more specificity than tag name. To simply put, uh, any CSS uh, rule with an ID has more specificity than a tag name. So between an ID selector rule and a span selector rule, the ID selector rule got a higher preference or specificity or precedence, whatever you call it. Now let me do one more thing. Let's add another type of selector which we already know is class. Within the class, uh, I'll say s text, which is the, according to me, it's like span text. This could be anything. I'm just coming up with a name. So I came up with a name called, class name called s text, which is span text. So the color will be, let's give this greenish color. So let me go back and refresh. As we can see, nothing has changed here. What this tells us is a rule with an ID has more specificity than a class name as well. Not just the tag name, it also has more specificity than a uh, class name or a class, right? And let's do the other combination where let's compare it between the tag name and a class. So for that, I'm going to comment this out. Commenting is basically, it's like disabling this rule. The browser won't consider this as a rule. If I do this, if I put a slash asterisk and then the asterisk and slash at the end, uh, it's going to it's called as a code comment, and browser is going to ignore this. Now let me save this, go back and refresh. As you can see, between a tag name and a class, the class rule took a higher precedence. This this gives us another rule, which is a rule with a class has more specificity than a tag tag name, or maybe let's just call it precedence. Yeah, so it has more precedence than a tag name. So these are the three common basic uh, rules that the browser follows. These are CSS specificity rules. Let me call them as CSS specificity rules. All right. Now let me go back and bring back the ID. Now the ID should have the highest precedence. Great. Now let's do one more combination, but with a parent ID selectors. I mean parent child selectors. Actually, the parent child, which is the combinator selectors, they have no effect on the specificity. Just to make sure that is true, let's do one thing where I'm going to add a div and a span. Right now, I'm doing a um, combinator. Let's call this out. Combinator uh, descendant combinator tag selector, right? So I'm just using tag, and then the relationship is like a descendant relationship. Let's give this a color of orange red. Nothing, so this shouldn't uh, be considered as the this shouldn't get the highest weightage because the one that has the ID should still remain. So let me actually make this into a different color. Uh, maybe this brownish color right now. So when I refresh it, the one with an ID still has the highest precedence. So yeah, there's no effect on this. But when I do a div and an ID span one, what this means is it's the browser is going to consider this line 25 to 27 as a repeated or a yeah, as a duplicate of line 7. These both mean the same according to the browser. Although you have given it as a combinator selector or a direct selector using an ID, these two, the line 25 to 27 and line 7 to 9, are same selectors. When we give two rules which has the same weightage, the rule that has been applied at the end of the CSS file takes higher precedence. So let me do that. Let's add color and let's give a different color this time. Okay, this will be royal blue. Okay, when comparing it with the medium violet red, royal blue is a contrasting color. So let's just make sure that this color appears on the span text. If I go back and refresh, as we can see, it has replaced the medium violet red to royal blue. That means uh, it's considered as a duplicate selector, and nothing here really changes. I mean, the combinator selectors um, do not do not have any effect on the specificity rules. So it's still the same selector. Uh, yeah, and then one few more things that we could try is to have a div and maybe like give this an ID of div1 and then div this a class of dtext uh, and just play around with the selectors, right? We can try div1 and let's do the combination of div1 which is with the parent and span and give this a color of sea green. Now since we gave it a higher specificity here for div and span is within a higher specificity div, this takes a higher precedence. When we compare it with these two selectors, from the parent side, we have a more specific uh, element, more specific selector, which is the div. So as we go up the chain, up the parent levels, whatever has the highest specificity will take the higher precedence, meaning div1 has higher precedence than div. The hash div1 has higher precedence than div. That's why it's going to the browser is going to apply this rule to the span. Now let's keep this as is and then take another example. If I say hash div1 and then give a dot span, which means sorry dot stext. So the combination here is the parent has an ID and then it has a span. Now the parent has an ID and this has a class. So whatever is given within the class should override the one that has uh, the span specificity, right? The regular text specificity. Let's check it out. So let's say yellow. I'm going to save this and then hit refresh. As we can see, the color has immediately changed to yellow. That's because uh, this level is already set. We have the highest specificity selector, which is the hash selector using an ID. And then in the next level, then immediately it starts comparing between the highest specificity levels and then it compares between the child selectors now, which is the span versus dot stext. Between these two, dot stext has higher precedence. So that's why it has applied color yellow to it. In the same way, if I give uh, span 1 this will have the highest precedence. Uh, let's go with uh, aquamarine, and we go back and refresh. As you can see, since out of these three, this has the highest precedence. So the general rule of thumb is when we compare it with a direct selector versus a parent selector, if the parent selector has a more specificity than the direct selector, so when compared to hash span1 and hash div1, hash div1 has higher specificity as it's a parent. So that's another thing to consider. So when we do a reference between directly adding a div ID on this versus a selector with an ID of its parent, the selector with an ID of its parent has higher precedence. That's why we were able to override this style with any of these styles because the parent has the ID selector. Hopefully this is clear, and this is like very important concept to get a good grasp on, because there are a lot of developers who struggle to see why there are conflicting styles, and they can't wrap their head around why the browser is adding different styles when they expect it to have another style. So once we get a good grasp on the CSS specificity, it's easier to debug the styling issues and making it a very as optimized as possible. So if you have any questions, like please leave your concerns in the comment section. I'll try to respond. And also, if it's confusing, like please try to re-watch this video specifically. I think from the point where we have introduced the parent selectors, it gets slightly complex because comparing the specificity between the direct elements is a lot simpler than comparing the specificity when it comes to descendant selectors or combinator selectors. But if you think about it, it did not take any effect really. We just added the specificity at the parent level, which which was overwriting the specificity of a direct selector, which is the span. We are still trying to style the span, but using a parent selector that takes a higher precedence. Hopefully this is clear. If you got this in the first shot, then you are really paying a lot of attention. So good job. I'll see you guys in the next video with another topic on CSS. Until then, goodbye.